I'm outer space, I come in peace. I pass the same, but we got very, very different dreams. She said, all she really wants is an equal pay. He said, we are different and we will not go away. They said, if you think that there is some big agenda, take one step in those stilettos, you might surrender. So we manifest, 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 who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed. Yeah, and then it was like a thing that was in my life because I just believed that it could be there, and then I manifested it. It was like the coolest thing that I'd ever done, and I realized that I was more powerful than I had ever realized before. You chasing insecurity, your pretty keys don't work for me. This one right here don't work for free. Hercules, Hercules. She said, self-made, you self-play. I do it all day, by myself, babe. He said, I don't need a display. Hands up high, we pray. Thank you, God, for this life I got today. Now we manifest, 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 who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed, manifest, who man I'm blessed. Ah. Look, here comes Mrs. Scorpio right now. Oh, she is. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Whether you identify, this is my wife, this is Mrs. Scorpio. I am Mr. Scorpio. We are here to have a conversation with you from two people who have gone through the abusive relationships, who have gone through the insecurities, who've been around the narcissistic people. We've been on this journey to do our work, to be committed, to dedicated, and we share this information with you. So do yourself a favor, take notes, take some deep breaths, and we can have these conversations. Hello, darling. How are you doing?
Hello, and thank you for your patience, because guess what? We are streaming live right now in our private Facebook group. So if you have gone up and signed right here with the lovely our bio links, go into it, you'll find out Jenick, Jenick, that's Jen and Nikki together. You're going to see us, and we're going to have our Instagram, everything. We're also live on Telegram right now. So thank you so much for all being here. And if you miss these, guess what? You can actually go and watch it again on our Facebook group. That's part of being the Soul Family. So please join the conversation as we get into what we've been talking about all day today. And I'm sure he's been getting into it as well, of the power of letting go of control. That has been the loudest message I am hearing through the retrogrades right now. So how to take your power back, and realizing that you thinking holding control right now, you controlling every step, is actually messing everything up. And that's why things are not working out. So we're going to get into that conversation today. So I'm excited, and I made a lovely blog this morning that I'm going to touch base with too, in the Jenick method of tea time, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see how well you've been listening, and thank you so much for being here.
Man, I want to start off because I wanted to share this with people, but I felt like it would be better if you were here. So for example, T, by the way, TEA stands for your thoughts. Like, what's the thought? When you're irritated, please, will you take notes? This is going to change your life. And this is like the simplest thing. And if you rock with me, you know that I like simple, powerful things that I can take with me.
I'm just going to go. Our boys are learning how to make things go live. So I'm going to go teach them something real fast, but I'll be right back. You keep talking.
Okay. So T is for thoughts, your thoughts. E is for emotions. Your thoughts lead to your emotions. From there, based off of your emotion, this is so good. Thank you for the love. Thank you. And then after you feel the emotion, whether you realize it or not, you take an action. You take an action or an inaction, which is still an action. Okay? So today, for example, I can share this because she was there with me and she told me to keep on. I want to keep on making sure that we keep on keeping on in a keep on keeping on game. Okay, so small example. We're going on a walk. We're doing this. We're building our podcast, okay? Because a lot of people are asking for it because they want to have more deep dives. And I got you, and we got you. Okay, so we're working on that. So we've been walking with the kids. We started. They've been walking more regularly, and we brought our dog with us. Now we had to get him a special kind of collar. He's a service animal. He cares about the kids. He's very, very empathic, and he's very vocal when he's out in public. And he sounds like Chewbacca. Okay, there's no other way to say it. And so while we're going on this walk and we're having a conversation, we have these earpieces, or these microphones, we have these lavaliers that are with us, and the dog just starts doing his yodeling Chewbacca noise.
And it's literally like, like, and yeah, just wanted to give an example. You'll hear it in the podcast.
Really crazy. It really does sound like that. It sounds really, really, really wild. And so easily, for example, just to give you an idea of where my mind goes to, easily, if I felt like I'm not seen or I'm not heard, or my voice doesn't matter because I spoke up to my dad or my mom, or I told them something and they told me to be quiet, or they spoke to me in a nasty way, and then I created a story and a lie and a belief that my voice doesn't matter, I can get so irritated that that dog is making that noise regardless. That's how wild it is to be human. Okay? So instead, I call it out. We talk about it on the podcast. We talk about it while we're talking about it. He's right next to me too, so you can, if you hear any jingling or any scratching like that, boxers, he's a boxador. Boxers have allergies from time to time. It is so quick how you can be in a good mood, and there is a formula how you go from being in a good mood, then something happens, and then you have a loss of power. So my thought was, the T, thank you. The T is, my thought is, this dog is not aware, and when I'm speaking, people are not going to hear me. My emotion becomes anxious. Then while that's happening, then a swarm of like young kids come around and they want to pet the dog, and now my anxiety is doubled. So my action is, I emotionally go into introvert mode. I stop.
Into this for sure. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I go into introvert mode. I'm not going to do the human interaction thing. Like, I'm going to get out of this space because I'm feeling overwhelmed by energy. And then I could easily, if I wasn't doing any work, I could easily keep going down that path, right? So because I'm aware of this, I can then turn this into a game and make it fun and say, how much can I choose to be in this moment right now? Where can I be grateful for? I'm so grateful that we have a loving dog. I'm so grateful that I'm raising 3 children. I'm so grateful I have a wife with solutions. I'm so grateful that I have options and possibilities, and I have my health, and I can communicate with somebody and I trust them. I'm grateful that I'm out in nature, because I remember when I lived in Manhattan and the only nature I had was Central Park, right? Gratitude, 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 gratitude. I deep breathe like I told you to do. I'm breathing in gratitude. I'm breathing in that energy of I'm choosing to be here. Then from there, my action becomes I'm able to be, or my emotion becomes I'm able to be in gratitude. And then from there, the action, TEA, the action becomes I can now be more present in this conversation. I can slow down in this conversation. I can notice where the agitation is and I can find solutions. And then from there, the walk became more enjoyable. I felt more connected to my wife. My blood pressure and everything stays regulated. I stay healthy. And then I can actually have the gratitude to come onto TikTok and live stream. Whereas if I wasn't doing the work, I would have been overwhelmed. I would have been frustrated. The kids would have irritated me. Everything would have irritated me. Then I go down the irritation algorithm, and and then we don't get to have this conversation. Exactly. Drop an emoji and say yes if you get this concept. TEA.
Exactly. Yeah. It's tea time. And again, if you are not part of our Facebook group where we are putting out blogs like this has been the main conversation today on how to actually create this tea time for you. We want you to, whatever you do in the morning when you have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever you like to make you sit down for a scenic, my mind, it's ending today. It's like it's bedtime. Okay. Let's restart that. ADHD, you guys understand this. Okay. If you get to that point, right, where you're seeing your aggravation coming to the surface, how are you checking in with yourself? And did you check in right at the beginning of the day to see how the day is going for you? And I mean it, like sitting down, you have your cup of coffee, have your cup of tea or whatever your fancy is.
I'm into guarana powder, by the way.
Yeah, we're
Guarana
gonna put
powder.
that up on the group page. I'm gonna put a link. We got it off of Amazon. I'm gonna put a link on there so you guys can try this out. It is amazing. I took it for the first time today, and I noticed I had a lot of energy, and I also needed to eat because it made me a little shaky because it's natural caffeine. But we're not getting distracted. We're having whatever drink makes you happy, okay? And when you're doing that, you're grounding yourself. You're centering yourself for the day, and you're going to practice tea time where you're going to stop and you're going to think about that thought. I feel a little agitated today. That's my emotion. I feel frustrated. I feel really calm and relaxed. How are you starting your day off? Did you have a bad dream? Is it showing up in your emotions right now because maybe your subconscious was trying to scream at you about something that it really wants you to work through, and it's bringing some trauma to the surface? What are you dealing with right in the morning? Right then, you're going to check in with yourself, and you're going to have that, even if it's just a glass of water, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm saying take notes. I'm telling people take notes. This is going to change your life. Okay,
Yes.
This is going to be a shorter live stream because we've been going all day. Take notes. This is
Please
good.
take notes. And if not, please go to if you're on TikTok right now, that's where we're hosting the mainstream. But we're also going to put, if you're not, you're in our Facebook group page right now watching this, and you get to go back to it later if you want to take notes and review it. That's a part of being our group.
And somebody was asking, and I was just on the fly, so now that we have a chance to vocalize it, the link for it is in the Janik on my profile, and it's also called, if you search it in the search engine on Facebook, it's Janik and family, right? Correct?
Yeah, it's Janik and family. Again, if you go to the link in our bios, it says Janik pages. That has all of it there. It has our Instagram, it has our Facebook page, and it has the group page. So go to the group, say yes, you'd like to be a part. We'll approve you. We do daily blogs every day. And now these live feeds will be able to be on there if you've missed us, because we know we have a hard time with keeping up with the stream. So, and thank you everybody who's donating gifts. Shama Mama Squad, we were so close. We were so close. Okay. So we're checking in with ourselves, right? And by the way, any donations that are coming in right now, I'm putting them right to One Source Action, our nonprofit. So thank you for your donation today. And when Nikki's talking, I'll drop in both of the chats our EIN numbers, so you get a nice text right off for that too. For spreading the love, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, sit down, checking in with yourself. This is what I want you to start practicing tomorrow. If you don't start practicing it tomorrow, don't you be like, oh my God, I'm so bad. Shame on me. Oh, thank you, Sierra.
Hey.
I don't want you to beat yourself up. We're practicing, okay? We're taking baby steps. We're doing the best we can, but try to make it a goal tomorrow. When you get up, you have your cup of coffee, tea, a glass of water, whatever. Water is very grounding. Water is life. We all come from water. It's very good to at least have a glass of water. Sit down, notice your emotions. If your emotions are already off the rocket,
I'll let this dog out. He's giving me the puppy dog eyes.
Oh, yeah, you go give it to him. So if you're feeling like I'm already off today, it's time to check in. What are these emotions connected to? Again, if it was connected to a dream, then you want to slow down and you want to look at that dream and what was it communicating to you? What did it remind you of? Bring the information to the surface. It's your chance. It's your opportunity to heal something. It's there for you. It's not against you. I promise. You've already been to that hard place. So you can't get hurt by it again. But what you can do, it's like opening a good book and reviewing your notes that you put in as you studied something or you read something and you highlighted it. Why? Ask yourself why and start connecting and bringing that shadow work up. So after you do that, you go on with your day. You go check in with your day, right? You're just grooving and moving. And then lunchtime, you're going to eat, you're going to drink. If you're not, you're going to try to make this a routine now, because this is a healthy part of your daily routine. Keeping that gut healthy, that mind healthy, it's all connected. So that's why we're going to be doing our podcast now, why we're doing walks, and you'll get to see visions of what we're seeing, and but also hear the conversation. So we're getting our exercise and you can go with us and motivate you to do it too. Okay.
Wow, I just got a meteor shower. Thank you for that.
CTP over there. Look at it. That's a donation
love
for
to
the
a Scorpio.
but I love that.
That was bonkers. Thank you.
Okay, Shama Mama Squad, we got this. We got this. 2 more minutes. Okay, so you want to check in at lunchtime too. How am I doing? You know, am I still working through what I picked up on in the morning? Did something in the afternoon upset me or trigger me? Or I'm feeling pretty good. I'm keeping my emotions in check.
And amplify the gratitude. And also in those moments, this is a big note. When you're feeling good, when life is working, take photographs, take videos in your mind so you can connect with that feeling, so you can connect with that energy in moments where the gratitude is not showing up. I do this all the time when I don't like how I feel. I have memories I can go to.
And there's going to be some podcast pieces released on our genetic and family page here on TikTok soon of what we're recording, and we'll have videos attached, but the full podcast will be on our YouTube channel, which if you miss this, you'll catch it on YouTube as well. Okay. So after lunch, you're going to go on with your day. You did your check-in. What are my emotions? What thoughts are connected to that? I'm going to sit down and have my tea time. My tea time is me time. It's my time, right?
Thought, emotions, actions. By the way, you can always set reminders on your phone for check-ins, automated, so that you can stop like writing down and pretending like you're going to memorize that, okay? You can use your technology every single day to have a check-in at a certain time.
Exactly. So use it for your benefit. Tea time is me time. Thank you so much for a kiss from me to you. Put in here thoughts. T equals thoughts. E equals emotions. And the A equals your actions. This is how you're going to let go of that little control bug. That little control bug that, thank you so much. That part of you where you think, oh, me controlling this right now is going to fix all of this. It keeps being challenged, doesn't it? Every time your plans change.
Or people's responses aren't what you want them to be. You're still controlling the situation. You're not taking the time to be a leader and to understand where their mind is going to.
Good job, Heather, in downloading. She said she just downloaded a check-in app. I love that. Find the thing that speaks for you and how to do it, okay? You've got this. So checking in at lunchtime or when you sit down and take, if you are not taking 5 minutes for yourself in the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, let's start making that a priority, right? Tea time equals me time.
I believe it was the great DJ Khaled who said, congratulations, you played yourself. Okay, so checking in with yourself so that you can see where your thoughts going to, who's been irritating you. Like a shaman will tell you, what is it connected to? What's a moment in your life that it reminds you of? And is that still your story? Wow, shout out to Antonio for the glowing jellyfish.
Oh,
thank you.
Beautiful.
All right, keep going, darling, keep going.
So after that, do you think we're going to do it next? When is going to be the third intake time when we're going? How did I make it through the whole day?
I would do it before hanging out with my wife and my kids. I would do it before, like, I went to sleep. Like, definitely sometime at nighttime where you're feeling emotional to let yourself know you did enough today.
Doing a self-check-in if you're just coming home and you're driving home, you know, and maybe you picked yourself up a coffee or something you're drinking, while you're doing that grounding time and coming home without the kids screaming, the boss calling, the next job you need to go to, or whatever you need to answer for your job, right? Doing that mental check-in on a 30-minute, hour drive home, whatever it is for you. If you don't have that and you're a stay-at-home mom like myself while being a CEO and all that jazz, right? I would take that time. Now, some of us moms, and probably dads in here too, but I just can speak as his mom, and I saw another mom put in here, like, I can't even hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes for my child. Nikki will tell you, our dog, the cat follows me. It's every time. Like, as soon as I say I'm just gonna go to the bathroom or I'm gonna go take a shower for myself, it's like World War III starts. I hear you, sister, but guess what? I have learned that, you know what? You're going to survive. This isn't a mandatory thing. Like, I understand you're having a disagreement with your brother. I have broken up about 10 fights today. All of them have had the same subject of what you guys are working on. So I think I've said it enough times now, and now it's for you to think about it and practice it.
And let me share something I've been sharing with clients, that like, this is your time to be unreasonable with your old logic. Please write this down because I want you to do a deep dive on this. Be unreasonable with your trauma. Be unreasonable with that part of yourself. Show the universe, show God, show the higher power that you believe in, that even if I have 3 seconds and I work 23 hours and 57 seconds, I'm going to check in with myself and be like, wow, for 3 seconds, and be like, wow, I should really, really get a different job or ask for somebody to trade shifts with me because this is crazy. The more impossible that doing that thing that you want to do feels, but you know that it's going to make you feel good, you must be unreasonable with that part of you that says, I can only get attention when I talk to my friends. Hey, thank you for the jellyfish. I can only get attention when I'm suffering. I can only get attention from people when my life is hard. I can only get attention when nobody understands me. I can only get attention when I'm angry. The only way that mom and dad ever gave me attention was when I was being attacked, was when I was quiet, when I was crying, when I was screaming. And now you are still at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, still carrying that belief with you. It's time to donate that to the Goodwill or to Larry down the street, or to throw it in the incinerator and set it on fire, because now you can get attention for just being yourself. We've always seen you. It's time for you to see yourself. Congratulations. You're beautiful. Thank you.
I really hope you're listening to this, and I really hope you're taking notes, because I promise you, this is the secret to it all. Slowing down and letting go of the control. You know, if you've ever been through AA or had anybody in your life, the serenity prayer, how does it start? God grant me, right? How does it go? The things to know what I can control and what I can't control. And you know what? The one thing is that you can control out of all the things in the world. You can't control the weather. You can't control how your mom's going to react to you. You can't control how the next door neighbor is going to take care of their yard. You can't control any of these things. You can't control your kid having a fit in the middle of Walmart. But you know what you can control is your thoughts. You can control your thoughts. And that's why it's so important to have this tea time for you, whatever that may look like. And yes, if it's hiding or take a shower, they bother me a lot less when I take a shower. Yep. And then I'm taking my sweet time in there. I'm going to scrub my body. I'm going to release the energy that I no longer need and have the water carry that off. I'm going to sing my songs and work on my vagus nerve. And I'm going to put on a cold shower at the end to work on my vagus nerve. It also helps your skin. It also helps you release stress, which releases inflammation in your body.
And also, really, right now, this is where it's time to set stronger boundaries. And really, the way that I operate is vulnerability. So like, I call everything out, where it's like, for example, let's say that you're in a relationship and the relationship doesn't respect your boundaries and doesn't respect your need for privacy and constantly wants you to be on all the time. Where I go to is, I actually need to have more time for myself because I'm starting to resent myself. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. I'm starting to resent myself. That has nothing to do with you. However, I am going to be spending 30 more minutes with myself every single day, or 15 minutes or 1 hour or whatever in reflection time. So I don't take out my resentment on you. Thank you so much for understanding that. Thank you for understanding that. And I'm not going to be passive aggressive, and I'm not going to be mean, and I'm not going to be nasty. I'm going to be very centered when I communicate that. And if you have children, you're going to tell your children this. When I say coconut, that means that I need 30 seconds to myself. When, like, my wife and I, if I'm not paying attention, she says bulldog, because I love bulldogs. And I go, okay, because there's 3 children that we're raising, and there's different things that are going on. So for every part of you that says you don't understand me and I can't do that, I'm going to bounce back, and I'm going to tell you, you should hang out with my wife, who left an abusive relationship while having 2 children and a child that, when pregnancy, and didn't have the financial means for it. And I didn't have the financial means to get out of my abusive relationship, and it didn't really make sense to do it. I did it, and we did it anyway. There was always a solution. The thing that you have to get over, and more so nurture, is that people are not going to like when you take care of yourself, because they've been depending on you like their servant, like their maid, like their therapist. And that's not fair for you. And all of that stems from where, darling? Where does that stem from? Why did we need to fix people and be a savior for everybody?
Childhood, inner child wounds,
Right.
parent issue, you have father and mother wounds,
Oh.
shadows get created from that because, hey, nobody else dealt with it around us. So why? I don't know how to deal with it. I never got taught. So I'm just going to shove it down too and not deal with it. This is the old way. And if you follow me and you know the astrology that I've been teaching you, Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to challenge all of this. It is going to be a spiritual battle and a mental battle. You're doing the prep work right now. You're doing the part where when everything goes chaotic, you're like, you know what? There's a solution to everything, and I'm going to be just fine. I might need to take a deep breath. I might need to take a break. I might need to do some to others.
We might have to do somebody else's job. You might have to rise to the occasion and walk uphill both ways, like your grandparents talked about. I paid my dues, and we're doing that without any kind of validation. We're doing that without any kind of expectation. We're doing it because we have faith. And that way, when we get the money, when we get the team, when we get the relationship, we have compassion, we have grace, we have intuition, we have awareness.
Accept the love for ourselves. If you did all that hard work, then and that mainly is inward. It has nothing to do with the stuff you're doing outward. That is part of it. But if it's not clear inside your head, I'm telling you, it is not going to act right outward. You need to have the inward space, the you time, the part of you understanding what you like, what you don't like. You need to get all of that clear inside you. If you've been through some really crappy relationships, well, here's your sign. It's time to take time for you and realize why you keep attracting these crappy relationships. And why do they all have a common theme? Why? And that's for every one of us, whether we broke up or they broke up with us. There is always a common theme. When you book time with Nikki and I, and we sit down with you and we hear your story, we quickly start seeing what the common theme is. And then I can pull your astrology chart and go, wow, there it is right there. And guess what? You set up this. You were born at the time that you were born, the exact time you were born, and the location you were born to map out your destiny. It is all there for you. That information is right in front of you. It's what you're doing with it. And the only way you're going to hear it is by slowing down and starting to tune in and listening to what your body's been telling you. I mean, I have people in here right now. I saw Sierra and others that book time with me, and they'll tell you. I will go through with you and I will start filling the parts in your body that you've been hiding from yourself. I will start pulling out the information and go, hey, gets interesting. You are having this pain right now, and this is connected to your self-esteem. This is causing when I was pregnant with my son that I went through domestic violence with, I had 7 kidney stones. I was put on bed rest because of my kidney stones, and they would not help me Like they just said, well, we'll put you on bed rest. I gave birth to my child. I was still having extreme pain. Well, lo and behold, it was my kidneys, and I had to pass the kidney stones after giving birth. And when I looked up what kidney stones meant, it meant deep and resenting anger. What do you know? I had a lot of anger for what I just went through, what my body went through, what my children had to go through, and what that man put me through. And I did not deal with it. I just pushed it down because I don't want to stress out my baby. I don't want to, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but internally it was not helping. My
Our bodies listen
rebellion.
to everything. Our bodies tense up when we get irritated. Our bodies get inflamed when we're angry. Our nervous system shuts down when you keep on telling yourself that you're unwanted and you're unappreciated. So really, really, really listen to what Jen is saying, because everything is connected. And when you are honest with yourself, and when you check in with yourself, and when you reframe and reinterpret things that are painful so that you can make peace with it, this is how you level up. And it's really, really being able to go into these spaces where it's uncomfortable and really, really, really confront that part of yourself so that you can finally make peace. And one thing that I'm going to say, and then please keep going, darling, and I'm doing this intentionally, deliberately, to trigger and annoy people, to bring up wounds so that we can take a look at this. And then you can say, oh, okay, I get what he's saying. And I can go into this space. People who are broke, people who are poor, people that are traumatized, people that are victims, absolutely hate slowing down. They hate slowing down. They're going nowhere fast. They're scattered. They're not centered. They don't know their value. I grew up in poverty. My mom worked 7 jobs a week when I was in high school, so I can speak on this matter. People, and I traveled and I've been around people with luxury, people who value themselves, people who are whole, people who are complete, people who value themselves and know what, when they walk into a room, they deserve to be seen and deserve to be heard, will take their time because they are a better experience when they are grounded, when they are centered, when they are emotionally aware, so that they can get in that room and light it up and get into other people's worlds and choose who they are going to interact and connect with. And then they leave without being emotionally like drained and exhausted, wishing and hoping that other people validate them. Take that information and change your life for free.
Exactly. And I really hope you're taking notes, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have to hear this several times for it to get deeper. And each time, it's like when you watch a movie that you've seen like 100 times, but still every time when you watch it, you see a new perspective. That is what's going on here. You are getting a new perspective right now, which will help you heal those wounds. And so many of us feel the change happen inside us, and we're like, oh, no, 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 I don't want it. It feels weird. But you asked for the change. But you have to let go of that control for it to show you where you want to go. When you thought the thought, I can't do this anymore. This is too much. Nobody cares about me. Whatever the thought was that said, I deserve better. I don't like this. I don't want this. And you started actually identifying what your emotions were. That is what brought you this moment of change. So now it's being asked of you. Are you going to step into it? Are you going to experience it? Yes, there may be some things that hurt, but if I told you that those things, if you trust them and you keep working through them, those are the things that are actually going to open the doors for you. Because as soon as it's like pop quiz, you decided to do this. So we're just going to throw some life challenges at you and see if you really want this. And when you do, and I want people to drop an emoji in here. When you do, have you ever noticed when you let go of that control and you go with the flow? Oh boy, how those doors start opening, and you're like, how? That doesn't even make sense. I didn't do anything for this, but you did. You chose to walk through the door of change and you let go of the control. That's what led you in the right direction. You trusted in whatever your higher power is.
So let's identify a few things. Yeah, definitely. We love to see a powerful woman win. Okay, because we're confident in this family. All right. So for example, control. Somebody said, how do I change my negative thoughts? Control is saying, and please hear me. Control is saying, I don't want to have this negative thought. The powerful solution is saying, here is this thought. What is this connected to, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does this remind me of? What's the first, I'm telling you, take notes. I'm not going to repeat this. Otherwise, join our Facebook group where it says Genic on my page. So I identify the negative thought, and then I go to what is it connected to? What's one moment or the first moment that pops up in my intuition that shows up? Let me explore that. And then after I've explored that, to say like, wow, like I remember how frustrating that was. I never had a chance to actually talk back to my parents. I never had a chance to actually ask any questions about that. I never had a chance to scream or cry or to say, hey, that's not fair, or hey, I love you, or like, hey, what's going on? And then from there, I can identify what possible beliefs do I have around this situation. Oh, I believe that when I make money, maybe your belief is when you make money that you have to give it away. Or maybe your belief is that nobody's listening to me. Or maybe your belief is I'm so traumatized and my life is so hard and nobody understands me. Then from there, once you've identified whatever that belief is, then you go back to yourself and you say, you know, is this still true? Has there been anybody who loves me? Has there been one person like Nikki Scorpio or Jennifer Ann? Has there been anybody who's actually taken the time to share free information, to love me, to hug me, to congratulate me? Have there been times where I've won? Have there been jobs where I made money? Why did they hire me? Because I was smart, because I was intelligent, because I had something to contribute. This person who's talking to me is actually choosing to connect with me and choosing to see who I am as a person. So it's being able to identify, I don't like the thought, and then it's being able to say, what is that connected to? What does that remind me of? And then saying that no longer works. And also what Jen was saying is, TEA is, what is this thought? What emotion do I feel connected with it? And what action or inaction am I taking from that? And then I can reverse that and say, what new thought am I going to have that feels true in this moment? What emotion, how exciting is that going to be? Oh my goodness, that's going to change things in my life. I deserve that. What action am I going to take? I'm going to talk to this person, even though normally I'm an introvert and I wouldn't. So those are two different methods you can take for free. And again, right down here, that right there, get that. And you will be able to watch that. After you buy that, go back to my profile and you'll see where it says series. But this is a process, and this is the biggest thing that I want for you to understand. You must be okay with falling down. You must be okay with being insecure. You must be okay with people making fun of you. You must be okay with actually going into a new space. The new space is where new love, new solution-based friends are, new opportunities that align with your purpose. The only way you are going to get there is by removing the care, the energy, the weight that people are going to have opinions about you, and know that you're a good-hearted person and follow that intuition. It's scary. Have faith. You're not hurting anybody. Take the leap.
Okay. So we're going to leave you with this information for tonight, and we're going to come back on and we're going to talk about this again as much as we need to make sure that you have the love and the support that you deserve. Because both of us are sitting here saying, I promise you, if we had this opportunity to actually look at what we're telling you right now when we were younger, or even right where we were at the moment when we needed it, we would have gotten the lesson a lot faster.
Yep.
You know, but we did have the people that showed up for us at the right time that led us in the right direction for us to learn the ins and outs of it. So that way we could bring it to you and share our knowledge as you share knowledge with us. So let's work with the tea time. You know, go to our Facebook group, get a part of it. It's all written out for you and how to do it and how to work that.
It says Genic on my profile, on my bio link. Go there, explore that. Also, we want to encourage you to book time with the both of us, because I know that I'm good at what I do. Like Jen, is a whole entirely different, necessary, vital part of your journey. Get into the shamanic space, get into the ancient wisdom space, connect with somebody who sees spirit, connect with somebody who's close to God and close to creator and close to you, that can see things that you maybe you've seen that other people told you that you're crazy. My secret ingredient is the ancient wisdom. My secret ingredient is the spirituality. Get the balance. Get two people who've gone through the muck, who've gone through the war, to help you find peace in your life, to help you navigate that.
Yes, an earthly awakening over here. She was, or I won't say pronoun, I don't know. It could be either, and you're loved and happy to be, we're happy to have you here. It said, you talk about control and the retrograde. Can you talk about that again? So right now we have 5 retrogrades still going on in our life, and Saturn and Jupiter are going through December. So we want to make sure that we're using this opportunity, because a retrograde means a planet. So Earth looks like it's passing Jupiter, but it's not. It's just like when you pass it in the car, right? And you think that car is going backwards, but you know that car is also going forward, right? That's the mode. But what it does is it creates this space in between where we can slow down, review our notes, reorganize, reevaluate what we want or what we don't want in our life. Like, we have every opportunity in the world right now to really plan out what we want to go forward. And right now I have a special, if you go to the link in my bio, if you're over on my side, for a retrograde reading. And it's half the price I do it for the astrology reading. So it's a special. Grab it now so we can really pull up. And there's probably some in here that I've already done this for, where we really break down your astrology and we show how this shadow work is coming to the surface.
I'm telling you, your ancestors followed astrology. I'm going to blow your mind with this one, because it blew my mind. Horoscope is connected to Horus. And by the way, Christianity loves them some Egypt, okay? So, like, stop playing games and stop being played.
All of that. Moses, yeah, I could go into great detail, which I do love to do.
We got delicious food to eat, and we got love to celebrate, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Gratitude is the attitude. We also have a class.
Thought real fast.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that. Excuse me for that. I want you to be aware that how I see astrology, and it was a game changer for me getting this tool in my life of going, oh, I'm not just the sun Scorpio. Like, of course, that's why nothing really made sense in my life. You know, once my dear friend, who I highly recommend watching her on Lunascopes, I'll put one of her videos on our group page so you can see kind of how her mind works. Amazing. The type of woman that can sit with you and listen to you for a couple minutes and know your whole astrology chart just by your observing you. And she has taught me a lot. And I use it, like today with one of our clients, Nikki will tell you, I was like, I'm picking up Aquarian energy, even though she's sitting there telling us she's a sun Capricorn. But the way that she presented herself, the way she was communicating, her big fancy pin that was full of water, and it was like this unique pin. I was like, that's so Aquarian energy. And so I've learned from her how to do that. But the only reason why we can read that is because there's certain traits that come with each sign, but also there's lessons that come with each sign. So I've broken this down, and there's actually going to be a series coming up for this real fast too, of how to learn astrology through the movie Encanto. It's fun. It's fun. So you can see it for yourself, see how other people work, how you work, and learn more about yourself, and doing it while you watch the movie and having questions to answer. So to answer your question, how is your retrograde connected to your shadow work and what's going on right now? It's because your astrology is who you are, and you were born under a certain Jupiter, and you have a certain energy with that. Like, I was born under Scorpio Jupiter, which tells me that I govern myself by really understanding information and going deep and understanding within myself, so that way I can go out and teach. And I've put myself through some really hard lessons that I probably could have done easier. So please listen when we give you this advice.
Apparently, Scorpios are stubborn. New discoveries every day.
Yeah, I strictly say advice because, like you just saying, Scorpios are stubborn. A lot of signs are stubborn. So I say take it or leave it. Yeah, it doesn't affect me. At least I know I offered it to. So, but the key on that, with just knowing when's the series coming out, I got it all written out, broken down. I have the class We'll have it available on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, we'll have that available with a link to go to the Google form, which the whole video will be on there. But for TikTok, I'm going to break it up. You have to do 1 minute and 20 seconds. I can't change that. So it'll be broken up into like 16 different videos. So I expect to have that out. I'm going to record it tomorrow. Then
When you're doing the Encanto thing, you got somebody who's obsessed. When are you doing that? Where did they go for the Encanto thing? You just caught the ADHD, like shwink, like that. Where is it?
Talk about Bruno. Yes. Okay. So we are going to have that up. I'll have it up on YouTube by tomorrow. But TikTok, the series, won't be available on here if you prefer it that way. They have to approve it, so it takes like 3 or 4 days. So I can't give a definite, but I would say by next week for sure. But yes, come follow me and follow him, and also follow our Janek page as he's saying his goodbyes. And I hope that answered your question of like, use it as a map to your soul and look ahead. I look whenever retrogrades are coming, I go and look at how the retrograde's going to impact me directly so I can prepare myself and start working on it and not just getting smacked over the head and like, where did this come from? Like when I don't do it, like he caught me once. It was one time, right, Nikki, when you came in, you told me, you're like, isn't this part of like Saturn going into retrograde or something? And it was some like big emotion thing I was going through. And I looked at him. I gave him like the side.
She said nothing, and I know as a Scorpio knows. When a Scorpio says nothing, they're saying many things inside their head, and she looked into the stars and the planets. And sure enough, Nikki Scorpio was right.
Oh my God. He's answering something on a headset because we can't see the conversation, but I love the voice, of course. So yeah, use your map. Look ahead before you get there and know what you're working on. And then it also gives you the comfort of going, oh, that's right. I planned it this way. So that way I could or not learn the lesson. And then now I get to choose whether I want to learn the lesson or not. Right. You got an R over here. You got an R matey over here. Okay. So book that time. It says retrograde special, and I'll look at your whole chart and give you a whole breakdown and a bunch of questions for you to dig deeper to really understand how that's working for you right now.
All right, tap the links in the bio, see what happens. Other than that, we have a class on the 14th of October that's going to do a deep dive in emotional intelligence. All right, so get into that class. It's what, 50? Is 50, that?
I believe it's either 44 or 50. I can't remember right now.
It's going to be a group class, and you're going to interact with other people, and you're going to find some more family members that are on the same wavelength. Yes. All right, tap the links in the bio and see what happens. We could talk to you forever. We got food to eat in the family too.
Pork, and the boys want to watch the show. So we got to go. We love you both. Just for you that are over on the Facebook side or YouTube or Telegram right now, my beautiful boys did their best trying to run the system, but they accidentally exit out of it instead of refreshing the screen. They're learning. We're teaching them a great skill here on how to do live stream. So I'm going to restream this tomorrow on those same networks, so you still get the information. So that way this will be there for you. You'll get this whole conversation if you need to go through it, just like when you book time with us and we record the session.
We will support this woman. Tap some links where it says donate in her bio link and just support her, because we want to see more amazing, powerful, attractive, very kind, empathetic, take no you know what, boss, divine feminine in this world of ours, okay? Okay, for real, seriously, because like I was raised by women. I'm a confident man. Okay, like it's really time for women to be in the spotlight and to shine. Okay, like she's effortless. All right, even if you don't even want to book time with me, go book time with her, will you? Because she's effortless. She can do it digitally. She can pull things up, pull things out, show you what's what, take you on that vision quest, like with her hands tied behind her back. All right. Effortless. I've done a lot of different healings and ceremonies. She's phenomenal at what she does. All right, we really got to go.
Kira over here, who told me that our last session was so amazing. She said she's had breakthrough after breakthrough, and that's why I do my job, people, and that's why I love meeting each one of you, so that way you can have your breakthrough and not have to break through it for so long. Trust me, it's much better when you sit down and you go, I'm ready. I'm ready to release whatever doesn't serve me anymore, and let's move forward, ladies and gentlemen.
Just declaring that, you better hang on to your hat. All right, we love you. In 10, we love you. 9, love yourself. 8, unconditionally. 7, choose every single part of your body, okay? Go look into a mirror or use the mirror on your phone. Look at your teeth, your hair, your skin, your
Got a book
belly.
coming out about it soon that's going to have astrology and how you talk to your body and what your body's saying to you and how to use all of it together to heal yourself. It's coming. I'm working on it right
Choose
now.
everything, okay? So that's 7, right? Number 6, make eye contact with people. Really, really, when you walk into a room, when you're talking with somebody, this is the first place you go to. This is the first place you go to. And baby, if it's off, it's off. It's been off. You're right. It doesn't matter if they have the shiny thing. And also, if you're insecure, when you tell people how you feel, you must make eye contact. And I know it feels uncomfortable. So did crawling. So did walking. Here we are. Okay. Number 5, if you are hard on yourself, if you are in a narcissistic and abusive relationship and you have somebody in your life that is being fearful, let me say this a little bit louder because somebody has somebody in the room with them. Nobody knows what they're doing on planet Earth. Nobody knows what they're doing. Life is not about looking attractive. Life is not about who has the most money and the most power. You are miserable if you are living this way. Stop it and love the one that you are with, or get out of the toxic relationship. You can have a peaceful relationship. If we can do it, so can you. Okay? Number 4.
With 3 kids, you can do it. I know you can.
There you go. Number 4. Anybody who puts you down is putting themselves down. Anybody who's putting you down is putting themselves down. Number 3, even when we lose, we win. Even when we lose, we win. Everything is a victory. Lessons are meant to be learned. Change your life. Go into what's uncomfortable. That's number 2. Lean into the moments that are uncomfortable. My secret ingredient, besides what Ashley said, that's my wife, and yes, I agree with that. My secret ingredient is very logical. If I go into what I don't like, and I find what the connection is, and I find a perspective about that that gives me power and gives me gratitude, I never have to feel upset and irritated and insecure about that thing ever again in the rest of my life. That's why I've been live streaming for about 2 years, and that's why I keep on getting happier and healthier and more whole and more complete and reverse aging. Okay? And this right here, right down there at the bottom, that's the one you want to get if you want to learn how to do that, how I reverse my gray hairs, how my skin's getting healthier, how my teeth are getting whiter, how everything is changing for the better. And number 1, baby, it's you. It's always been you. It's always going to be you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to let other people tell you who you are? Or are you going to take 5 seconds before you respond? Are you going to just be irritated and defend yourself because you've had to be strong and defend yourself your whole life? Are you going to take off your armor and listen to people? Are you going to be irritated by them? Are you going to do like Jen says and look back at those 3 fingers and be like, why are you pointing at me? What have I done? What could I have done differently? Okay? Okay? It's always been you. It's always going to be you. So stop with the I don't have enough time because mom and dad rushed you. Stop with the I'm not good enough because you don't want to get attention that way. Okay? You deserve better, and better is it's an inside job. All right.
And for all you neurodivergents out there, I got a series that I just pinned right now, The Power of Your Neurodivergency, and 10 steps to help you put your power back into control instead of letting it take over you.
Ooh, you better go to her profile. You better go get that. You better go to her page and get that. It's right where it says series. All right. We love you. Be kind to yourself. You're in style now. Show us how it's done. Take care. Be kind. All right. Thank you. Tap the links in our bio. See what happens. Go get them.